Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into LangChain, and we've got a fantastic guide to help us along the way.
It's a really fascinating framework, Makes AI development way more accessible than you might think.
Definitely hearing a lot of buzz about it lately, and I'm really curious to see what all the excitement is about.
Yeah, so LangChain, it's all about making it easier to build applications with those really powerful large language models.
Okay, so for those of us who maybe aren't deep in the AI world every day, could you break down what a large language model actually is?
Sure, think of it like a super smart computer program that's been trained on a massive amount of text data.
Okay, so it's basically learn to understand and use language in a really sophisticated way.
Exactly, and that opens up a whole world of possibilities. You
Yeah,
can use these models for everything from generating creative text to translating languages to answering your questions in a really, really human-like way.
that's amazing.
hmm
So how does LangChain fit into all of this?
Well, LangChain provides the sort of framework, these tools that allow you to connect to these large language models and build really powerful applications on top of them.
So it's not about creating the language models themselves, it's more about harnessing their power and putting it to work.
Exactly. Think of it as like building with Legos. But instead of simple blocks, you have these incredibly powerful AI components.
And LangChain is what lets you snap those components together and create something amazing.
Precisely. And the cool thing is you don't need to be like a hardcore AI expert to get started.
That's what I'm really interested in, is how accessible LangChain is making all of this. So this guide that we're looking at, it's called LangChain. Build, deploy, and scale powerful AI apps, right?
That's right. It's structured like a course, so it takes you step by step from setting up your environment to building some really impressive applications.
Sounds pretty comprehensive. So who would you say is the ideal audience for this LangChain adventure?
If you're a Python programmer who is, ready to sort of level up your skills and dive into the world of practical AI, this is definitely for you.
Got it. So Python skills are a must. What else should you have under your belt before jumping in?
They recommend a good understanding of APIs and NLP concepts like tokenization. And as you get into the more advanced stuff, familiarity with Docker will be helpful.
All right, so some technical background is definitely needed, but it sounds like the course is designed to be pretty supportive, even for those of us who might be newer to some of these concepts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They really emphasize community, interaction, questions, all that good stuff.
Awesome. I always love a good learning community. So let's get into the meat of it. What will you actually learn in this LangChain course? I know they've broken it down into modules.
Right, there are 8 modules in total, each focusing on a different aspect of AI development with LangChain. So we start off with Module 1, Launch Your LangChain Journey.
Catchy title. What's covered in that first module?
It's all about setting up your LangChain environment and then diving straight into building a basic FAQ chatbot.
Okay, so they throw you right into the action. I like that.
Yeah, you get your hands dirty right away.
Yeah.
Then in Module 2, things get even more interesting. We're talking about crafting intelligent conversations.
Well, that sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
So you know how a lot of chatbots out there, they're kind of frustrating to interact with, right?
Yeah, you feel like you're talking to a wall sometimes.
Exactly. So in Module 2, you learn how to build memory into your AI applications. So your chatbot can actually remember previous interactions and have a more natural, personalized conversation.
That's huge. A chatbot that remembers what you've talked about before, that's a game changer for so many applications, like customer service, for example.
Absolutely. Then we move on to Module 3, Semantic Mastery with Embeddings and RAG.
Okay, now you're just using big words to impress me. Break that down for us.
Okay. So this is where you learn to build a search engine that actually understands what you mean, not just what you type. So it's not just about keywords anymore.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's like having an AI research assistant that can comb through mountains of data and actually grasp the meaning behind the words and then pull out the information that's most relevant to your needs.
Wow, semantic search with embeddings. That sounds incredibly powerful. I can see how this could be applied in research, data analysis, all sorts of fields.
It is. And in modules 4 and 5, things get even more futuristic. We're talking about building autonomous AI agents.
Hold on, autonomous AI agents, like AI that can act independently. That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But it's becoming more and more real. So module 4 Advanced AI agents is all about building these agents, creating these complex workflows, and even deploying them in real-world settings.
So not just theoretical stuff, we're talking about AI that can actually take action in the real world.
Exactly. And then in Module 5, Scaling LangChain for Enterprise, you learn how to take these AI agents to the next level, make sure they're secure, reliable, and ready for the big leagues. Okay, so they're really covering all the bases. Building the AI, deploying it responsibly, and making sure everything is secure and compliant.
Exactly. And then in Module 6, Advanced Ethical and Compliance Practices, they dive into the really important stuff like GDPR and HIPAA, making sure your AI plays by the rules.
I'm glad they're addressing those ethical considerations because that's a huge part of the conversation around AI right now.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we use it responsibly.
So they're really taking a holistic approach. This is sounding like a seriously comprehensive course.
It is. Then in Module 7, Real-World Capstone Projects, you get to put all your newfound LangChain knowledge into practice. You get to build an enterprise chatbot, a document intelligence platform, even an autonomous task manager.
Wow, it's like a boot camp for AI developers. You're getting hands-on experience before you even graduate.
Exactly. And they wrap it all up with Module 8, Community, Career Pathways, and Continuous Learning. It's all about connecting with other LangChain enthusiasts and making sure you're set up for success in the AI world.
So it's not just about learning the technical stuff. It's about joining a community and becoming part of something bigger.
It is, and it sounds like they have a really vibrant and supportive community.
That's fantastic. So we've got this incredible course, but who's the brains behind it all? Who's the instructor guiding us through this LangChain adventure?
The instructor is Abhinash Mishra, a software developer with over 20 years of experience. He's worked with AI startups, so he really knows his stuff.
20 years of experience. Wow, that's impressive. And it sounds like he's really passionate about teaching and supporting the community.
Oh, absolutely. And here's another cool thing. This course isn't limited to just one format. You can choose to learn through either a detailed text article or a series of hands-on video tutorials on the Hustler Coder YouTube channel.
So whether you're a visual learner or someone who prefers to read and follow along with code, you've got options. That's fantastic.
Exactly. They've made it really accessible for different learning styles.
Okay, I have to say, I'm really excited about this. We've only just scratched the surface of LangChain, and I'm already buzzing with possibilities.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff. And it's really cool to see how accessible they're making AI development. Who knows, maybe we'll both be building our own AI agents before long.
Maybe we will. But first, let's take a deeper dive into some of the specific applications of LangChain and explore some of the real-world examples of how it's being used today.
Sounds good to me. Welcome back to our LangChain deep dive.
Before the break, you were saying how LangChain is making AI development more accessible.
Yeah.
It got me thinking about all the cool applications people are already building with it.
Oh, absolutely. People are doing some amazing things already.
Like what? I'm curious to hear some real-world examples.
Well, for instance, there's this company using LangChain to create a personalized education platform.
Personalized education.
Yeah, imagine a system that adapts to each student's learning style. You know?
Oh, that's interesting.
It provides customized lessons and feedback based on their needs.
So it's like having an AI tutor for every student.
Exactly. And that's just one example.
Wow.
We're also seeing LangChain being used in healthcare.
Healthcare, how so?
It's helping analyze medical records, assisting with diagnoses, even developing new treatment plans.
That's incredible.
It's helping doctors sift through massive amounts of data to find patterns that could lead to breakthroughs.
It sounds like LangChain is already making a real impact.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
What other applications are you excited about?
You know, one area I find really fascinating is using LangChain for creative fields.
Creative fields.
Like art and music.
Exactly. Imagine a writer using an AI assistant to brainstorm ideas or generate outlines.
Oh, wow. That would be amazing.
Or a musician collaborating with AI to compose new melodies.
Like AI becoming a creative partner.
Exactly. It's about augmenting human creativity, not replacing it.
That's a really important distinction.
And LangChain is making these kinds of collaborations more and more possible. So we've talked about chatbots, semantic search, now AI for creativity.
Yeah.
You also mentioned something about autonomous AI agents, and I have to admit that one's got me a little bit intimidated.
I understand it's a big concept.
Can you break it down for us? What exactly are autonomous AI agents?
So basically, it's AI that can make decisions and take actions on its own, without human intervention.
So not just responding to prompts, but actually making decisions.
That's right. You give it instructions and a goal, and it figures out the best way to achieve that goal.
That's mind-blowing. Can you give us a real-world example?
Sure, imagine you're a financial analyst.
Okay.
You could build an AI agent with LangChain that tracks market trends, analyzes investment opportunities, and even makes trades automatically.
Based on my instructions and risk tolerance.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly efficient, but also a little bit scary.
I get it. There's always that concern about AI going rogue.
Right. How do we make sure these agents don't make bad decisions?
Well, remember, we're the ones giving them the instructions and defining their decision-making framework.
So it's like setting boundaries.
Exactly. And just like with any software, you need to test it thoroughly, monitor its performance, and make adjustments as needed.
That makes sense.
It's about responsible AI development, making sure we're building these systems safely and ethically.
I'm glad to hear that the LangChain course emphasizes that ethical side.
Oh, absolutely. They talk about data privacy, societal impact, all those important considerations.
It's reassuring to see that they're not just focused on the technical aspects.
AI is not just a technical field, it's a social one.
Right. It's going to impact all of our lives.
Exactly. We need to be having these conversations about responsible AI development now.
Before things get too far ahead of us.
Exactly. And it's not just about preventing negative outcomes. It's also about making sure the benefits of AI are shared widely and equitably.
So everyone benefits, not just the select few.
That's the goal, and that's why I'm so excited about LangChain.
It's democratizing access to these powerful tools.
Right. It's giving more people the ability to build solutions that can benefit everyone.
I have to admit, I'm still feeling a bit intimidated by all of this. I mean, it all sounds amazing, but where would I even begin?
I know it can seem overwhelming, but you don't have to be a coding genius to get started with LangChain.
Really?
They've made it really user-friendly.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
The most important thing is to be curious, willing to learn, and not afraid to experiment.
So baby steps, right?
Exactly. Start small, build something simple, and gradually add complexity as you learn.
That sounds like a good approach.
Right.
What resources would you recommend for someone just starting out?
The LangChain documentation is fantastic, really comprehensive. And if you prefer video tutorials, check out the Hustler Coder YouTube channel.
That's run by the course creator, right?
Yeah, Abhinash Mishra. He does a great job of explaining things in a clear, engaging way.
Awesome. And you mentioned a LangChain community as well.
Yes, the LangChain Discord server is super active. People are always sharing projects, asking questions, helping each other out.
It's like a virtual support group for aspiring AI developers.
Exactly. It's a great way to connect with other LangChain enthusiasts and learn from each other.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little more confident about diving in.
Good. Remember, the learning never stops. AI is constantly evolving, so be prepared to keep learning and experimenting.
Before we wrap up this part, I'm going to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the human element of AI. We've been talking about the technology, but what about the people behind it? Who's building LangChain and what's their vision for the future?
That's a great question. The LangChain community is incredibly diverse, you know? Developers, researchers, entrepreneurs, students, all united by this passion for AI.
It's amazing how one person's vision can create such a global movement.
It really is. And they all believe in the power of AI to transform the world for the better.
That's inspiring. Yeah. Are there any key figures in this community our listeners should know about?
Definitely Harrison Chase, the creator of LangChain.
Okay.
He's really passionate about making AI accessible to everyone.
It's open source, right?
Yeah, which is huge.
It means anyone can contribute to its development.
Exactly. It's a true community effort.
That's fantastic. So we've got this incredible technology, a passionate community, and a shared vision for a brighter future.
That's what it's all about.
Now I'm really feeling inspired to dive in and start building. What's next? Where do we go from here?
Well, the possibilities are endless. As LangChain continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovation.
It feels like we're on the verge of something truly groundbreaking.
It does, doesn't it? And it's exciting to think that we can all be a part of it.
Before we move on to the final part, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. If you had the power to build any AI application with LangChain, what would it be? What problem would you solve? Take a moment to consider that, and we'll be back soon to wrap up our LangChain deep dive.
Welcome back to the final part of our LangChain deep dive.
It's been a fascinating journey so far, hasn't it? Exploring all these possibilities of AI with LangChain.
You know, I've been giving some thought to that question you posed before the break about what you'd build with LangChain.
Yeah, if you could build any AI application, what would it be?
It really gets the wheels turning, doesn't it?
It does. For me, I think I'd want to build something that could help with, well, with global communication.
Oh, interesting, like breaking down language
Yeah,
barriers.
exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that could translate languages in real time, but not just translate, really understand the nuances and cultural context behind what people are saying.
That would be huge, wouldn't it? It could revolutionize the way we interact with each other across cultures.
It could foster understanding, empathy, who knows, maybe even world peace.
That's a lofty goal, but I love it. It speaks to the power of AI to connect us in ways we never thought possible.
But on a more practical level, I'd want to make sure that AI is used ethically and responsibly. We've touched on that throughout our deep dive, but it's something I keep coming back to.
It's definitely a crucial consideration. We need to make sure that these powerful tools are used for good.
And that their benefits are shared widely and equitably.
Absolutely. It's about creating a future where AI empowers everyone, not just a select few.
Okay, I'm feeling really inspired to dive in and start building, but I have to be honest, I'm still a little unsure where to begin. Any advice for someone just starting their LangChain journey?
First of all, don't be intimidated. LangChain might seem complex, but remember, it's designed to be user-friendly.
Okay, good to know.
And there are so many resources available to help you learn.
Like what? Where should I start?
The LangChain documentation is a great place to begin. It's super comprehensive and well-organized with lots of code examples and tutorials.
So for those who like to learn by reading and experimenting, that's a great resource. What about those who prefer a more visual approach?
The Hustly Coder YouTube channel is fantastic for visual learners.
That's run by the course instructor, right?
Yeah, Abhinash Mishra, he's got a whole series of video tutorials that walk you through building LangChain applications step by step.
Fantastic. So there are options for different learning styles. What about the community aspect? You mentioned a LangChain community earlier.
Oh yeah, the LangChain Discord server is a must join. It's super active and full of helpful people.
Thousands of members from all over the world, I hear.
Yeah, it's a great way to connect with other LangChain enthusiasts, ask questions, share your projects, get feedback, all that good stuff.
So we've got the course, the documentation, the YouTube channel, the Discord server. It sounds like we're well equipped for this LangChain adventure.
We are, and remember, the learning never stops, especially in a field like AI, which is constantly evolving.
So true. Well, I think we've covered just about everything.